They did it. They actually did it. WWE just handed us the most disrespectful booking decision of the decade, and I'm about to expose exactly why this match proves that nobody in creative has any idea what they are doing anymore. If you're a fan of real wrestling, what you witnessed at Saturday Night's main event wasn't just disappointing, it was an absolute slap in the face to everything this business stands for. Before I tear this match apart piece by piece, let me ask you something. Do you think Goldberg earned this title shot, or was this just another nostalgia cash grab that buried the current roster? Drop your honest answer in the comments, because I guarantee half of you are too scared to admit the truth. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, Gunther, the ring general, the man who's been destroying everyone in his path for over 2 years. A wrestler who represents everything pure about this industry: technical mastery, brutal physicality, and legitimate championship credibility. This is a man who's made the World Heavyweight Championship mean something again after years of it being treated like a participation trophy passed around like a hot potato. And what does WWE do? They throw him into a match with a 57-year-old part-timer who hasn't had a good match in over 15 years. Now, I can already hear the Goldberg defenders typing furiously in the comments. But he's a legend. He draws money. He's an icon. Yeah, okay, let me ask you something. When was the last time Goldberg worked a match longer than 8 minutes that didn't look like a complete train wreck? I'll wait. Actually, don't bother, because the answer is never. Here's what really happened at Saturday Night's main event, and why it's got me absolutely furious. From the moment Goldberg's music hit, you could feel the energy in the arena. That nostalgia pop is real. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Goldberg doesn't have star power. The pyro, the entrance, that iconic theme music, it all works. For about 3 minutes. Then reality sets in, and you remember that you're watching a professional wrestling championship match, not a celebrity cameo at a retirement home. The match started exactly how you'd expect: Goldberg trying to rely on his greatest hits package. The spear setup, the intensity, the aggressive posturing. But here's the problem: Gunther is not some enhancement talent from 1998. This is a world-class athlete in his absolute prime, facing someone who moves like he's got concrete in his boots. Quick question for the comments: how many chops do you think Gunther landed during this match? Closest answer gets a pin. Watching Gunther work in this match was like watching a master chef being forced to cook with gas station ingredients. Every chop that echoed through the arena reminded us what we're losing when WWE keeps booking these nostalgia matches. Every suplex, every submission attempt, every ounce of technical wrestling brilliance that Gunther brought to this match was wasted on an opponent who can barely take a proper bump anymore. And let's talk about the pacing of this match. Goldberg's entire career has been built on quick, explosive squash matches. That's his thing, I get it. Spear, jackhammer, done. It worked in WCW when he was a fresh, intimidating presence. But in 2024, in a World Heavyweight Championship match against someone like Gunther, it's an insult to everyone who paid to watch a wrestling match, not a 3-minute highlight reel. The match went approximately 12 minutes, which in Goldberg years is basically a marathon. And you could see him gassing out after 5. Meanwhile, Gunther's standing there, barely breaking a sweat, carrying this entire match on his back like he's done for the past 2 years with every opponent he's faced. Here's what really gets under my skin about this whole situation: WWE had dozens of potential opponents who could have given Gunther an instant classic. Imagine Gunther defending against Sami Zayn in a rematch. Picture Gunther versus Chad Gable in a 25-minute technical masterpiece. Dream about Gunther facing Seth Rollins in a genuine dream match that would have torn the house down. But no, we get Goldberg. Again. Because apparently, WWE's solution to building new stars is to have them wrestle retirement-age legends who should be making occasional appearances, not competing for the top championship on the brand. Let me ask you this, and be honest in the comments: would you rather see Gunther face current roster members in competitive matches, or keep watching him wrestle legends from the past? Your answer might surprise you. Now, let's break down some of the actual in-ring action, and I use that term loosely. Goldberg attempted his signature spear about 4 times during this match. The first one, Gunther sidestepped like a matador, making Goldberg look absolutely foolish. The second attempt, Gunther caught him with a thunderous knee to the face that should have ended the match right there. But of course, because Goldberg has that contractual super armor that makes him immune to normal wrestling logic, he kicked out at 1. The near falls in this match were absolutely ridiculous. Gunther hit a powerbomb that would have hospitalized a normal human being, kick out. Another massive chop that left a handprint visible from the cheap seats, kick out. Meanwhile, Goldberg hits one moderately decent spear, and suddenly it's treated like he just dropped an atomic bomb. This is the problem with part-timer booking in modern WWE. The rules don't apply equally. Full-time wrestlers have to build credibility through months of consistent performances. They have to earn their moments. But legends? They just show up, hit their signature moves, and suddenly they are unstoppable forces of nature, regardless of age, conditioning, or whether they've wrestled more than twice in the past 3 years. The commentary during this match didn't help matters either. Every Goldberg movement was treated like we were witnessing the second coming of wrestling greatness, while Gunther's incredible technical work was reduced to basic play-by-play. It's like WWE wants us to forget that wrestling is supposed to be about, wrestling. Here's a trivia question for the hardcore fans. What was Gunther's reign as Intercontinental Champion record before moving to the World Heavyweight Championship picture? Drop your answer below. The finish of this match is where things get really controversial. I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't watched yet, but let me say this, the outcome perfectly represents everything wrong with WWE's current creative philosophy. They are so desperate to create WrestleMania moments and dream match scenarios that they've forgotten the basic principle of professional wrestling. Storytelling should make sense. Whether Gunther retained or whether Goldberg pulled off the shocking upset, the journey to get there felt hollow. There was no substantial build, no real rivalry, just hey, remember this guy from the 90s? Let's put him in a title match. That's not storytelling, that's lazy booking disguised as nostalgia. And before the Goldberg fanatics come after me in the comments, let me be crystal clear, I have nothing against Goldberg the person. By all accounts, he's a professional who shows up, does his job, and collects his paycheck. Good for him. My issue is with WWE's decision makers who keep putting him in these positions when the roster is overflowing with incredible talent who deserve these opportunities. Think about all the young wrestlers in the back who are watching this, knowing they've worked their entire lives to get to WWE, only to see prime championship spots given to someone who appears 4 times a year. How is that supposed to motivate the locker room? How does that build the future of the company? Final question before we wrap this up. If you were in charge of WWE booking, would you have made this match happen? Yes or no, and explain why in the comments. The sad reality is that matches like Gunther vs. Goldberg represent WWE's ongoing struggle between honoring the past and building the future. And right now, the past is winning. Every time a legend comes back and gets inserted into a main event program, it sends a message that current stars aren't good enough to carry the show on their own. Gunther deserved better than this. The World Heavyweight Championship deserved better than this. And honestly, the fans deserve better than this. We don't tune into Saturday night's main event to watch a nostalgia show, we tune in to watch the best wrestlers in the world compete at the highest level. This match was a missed opportunity of epic proportions, and if WWE continues down this path, they are going to alienate the very fanbase that's kept them relevant through decades of ups and downs. So here's my challenge to you, share this video with every wrestling fan you know. Let's start a real conversation about what we want to see in championship matches. Drop a comment with your dream opponent for Gunther. Hit that like button if you agree that full-time wrestlers deserve full-time opportunities. And subscribe to Wrestling Zone 1 because we're not afraid to speak the truth that other channels won't touch. The ring general deserves opponents who can go. Period. End of story.